The following podcast is a part of RadioMisfits.com.
Another edition of Pugs and Kelly's Practical Picks. This is where we pick the full slate of NFL football games, Kelly does, based on nothing more than, well, she's not an expert. She's not a former QB in the league. She doesn't appear on any number of morning sports NFL-based TV. She's just a woman who looks at the mascots, and what do?
Just judge on what mascot can beat which mascot, depending on where they play. And it's 11 versus 11. It's not like one. It's not a one-on-one. It's 11 versus 11.
So it's like, last week we had the Bears and the Raiders. It was 11 Bears fighting 11 Pirates, because that's what Raiders. All right, you got that one wrong. But folks, I got to tell you, she is hot. Kelly Moore and her Practical Picks. She went 8-5 last week. You started out so bad. You were like 0 for 3 in the first noon games. I'm like, oh, she's getting spanked. 0 for 3. Then you ran the table. I mean, as far as the afternoon games go, you were just like, boom, boom. You got Monday night, you got Sunday night. And more importantly, folks, do you know what you did? You picked 2 of the biggest upsets, not just of the week, but of the season. you took the first one where I was like, wow. And if you remember correctly in last week's episode, I said, well, it's got to be your upset pick of the week. And then you did another one. That would have been an upset. And I said, well, you got 2 upset picks. These are 2 huge upsets that you're picking. You nailed them both. You took the New England Patriots over the Buffalo Bills. Nobody had that one. That one. And then you took the Vikings over the 49ers, the San Francisco fraud Niners is what I heard somebody called them. That was another crazy one. So you did really well. What's the secret to your magic? You went 8-5 last week. And by the way, just for you, keep a note, you are on the season. What do we? I think we have that here. Yeah. On the season, you are now, let's see, what is it? There you go.
It's math.
On the season, you are 58-48. You were 10 games over 500. How do you explain that, Kelly?
I can't, actually. I have no idea. Luck or skill. Maybe I have an in.
I can explain it. There is no such thing as an NFL expert. This is a game based on a ball that is shaped like an egg. You know why it's shaped like an egg? So that it purposely bounces in weird, crazy directions.
Fun.
That's why it's an egg. It's shaped like that. Yeah, so that when it hits the ground, you have no idea where it's going.
That's true.
But also, okay, so here's the reason. They used to play football with a round ball that looked like a basketball, but then Harvard and Yale were like the 2 biggest football teams in the country. And Harvard didn't want to play Yale one year, so Yale sent them a football shaped like an egg to call them chickens. And so Harvard practiced with it and played them with it and then beat them with it.
Nice. I didn't know.
I may have just made it up. I'm not even sure it's true.
Whatever.
Isn't that a good story, though? I could totally sell that as being the origin story of it.
That is as good as your whole, the Easter Bunny. Why is the Easter Bunny and how it stood outside of the cave of Jesus story.
Yeah, what does the Easter Bunny have to do with Christian Easter? And it was it was the bunnies who guarded the tomb of Jesus. No, but I think the egg story might be true. It's like I read that once when I was a little kid when you read stupid books about sports because that's all you're interested in reading.
You're not allowed to read stupid books. There's no book reading going on anymore.
Every book I read between like 6 and 16 was like a Mickey Mantle biography or something stupid about sports. Some dumb book. All right. So before we get by, we're celebrating your big win last week. I have to thank you. You're being so kind. Come on. You haven't mentioned my stupid hat. Look at how I'm wearing this stupid hat. I'm a man in my 50s and I'm wearing like a stupid skater hat.
Do you still have the sticker on it?
I think
my 28-year-old's big on stickers.
Yes. Look at the bottom. The bottom has the stickers.
Okay.
So here's what I'm doing. I don't wear stupid hats like this. This is my son's hat. This is my 14-year-old son's hat, and he wears hats like this. Look at that. I hate, what is with the flat brim? Here, this.
That's the way it has to be, I think. So that's what Declan likes too.
This is what a ball cap is supposed to look like. It's supposed to have a little bend to it. The sun, it's practical.
Yep.
You got kids.
Okay. Yeah.
Why do kids have such terrible taste?
I have no idea. My daughter doesn't. But
she doesn't, because she's a millennial. Or no, she's Gen Z, right? What is she?
I have to look that up. I don't know.
What year was she born?
24.
What?
99.
99?
Yeah.
She's a millennial. She's very end of the millennials.
No, I don't think she likes to be called that.
No, wait. No, she's not. She's Gen Z. Gen Z is 95. That's right. 95, because my son is the very last of the Gen Zs before Gen Alpha. Did you know Gen Alpha is like anyone born after 2010?
One night I was up at like 2 a.m. and I did actually research the timeline.
The cohorts. Yeah, I'm fascinated by this stuff.
But then, the CBD kicked in and I totally forgot it.
You forgot and you fell asleep.
Yep.
I did that once. I took a bunch of edible. Actually, I just got high. Why not? It's all legal now anyway. It's like, I did edible. No, I was getting high but illegally back when it was illegal. And I remember I fell down a Wikipedia hole. And for a good 12 hours, I could tell you every rank in the United States military. I could tell you every one of them for about 12 hours.
It's funny because each branch has different ways of ranking.
Yeah, I know. Flag admirals and all kinds of stuff. All right, let's get started with today's show.
Right.
Kelly's practical pick. She's going to pick the entire Week 8 slate of games. As we said earlier, she is crushing this 2023 football season. She uses no expertise. All she does is she looks at who's playing who and decides which mascot could defeat the other. 11 out of 11.
In my life with no expertise.
You're doing fine. Game 1, you've got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers traveling to Buffalo to take on a bunch of guys named Bill. Buccaneers, Pirates, Caribbean-based Pirates.
Mm-hmm. That's right. By the way, did you know that Tampa Bay is the home of the U.S.'s longest sidewalk?
Why not? Got to be somewhere, right?
Yeah, I guess. Who knows?
Why not Tampa?
Maybe. I don't know why. 4.5 miles. Why is that sticking with me? I have no idea. But yep, they are. And then the Bills. Oh my gosh, this was the coolest thing. They have the largest Dungus Day celebration in the U.S. in Buffalo. It's celebrated with polka music and Polish food.
Yeah, Dungus, that's like only a Buffalo thing, isn't it? I think like maybe Buffalo and Cleveland or something, but isn't that Polish thing like a crazy...
Yeah, it's a Polish thing. I don't know. That's my stepdad. I'm not sure.
All right, well, you got the Buccaneers traveling up to Buffalo. Now, these are Caribbean pirates in the icy waters of Lake Ontario. Yeah,
they can handle that, though. And then there's waterways all the way up there.
What about Niagara Falls? Do you think the Caribbean pirates can handle frozen? Okay, whatever you make.
I think that they could.
Okay.
Because they got here somehow.
Yeah, but they didn't go the cold way. They came the warm water way. They went straight from like Mallorca to Puerto Rico. That's how they got here. That's pretty nice and warm. They got to go all the way up into the North Atlantic. They've never seen icebergs.
Is it really cold there right now?
Yeah, well, it's Canada. That's like the border of Canada. It's like Ontario.
Yeah, true. All right, that will be a rough trip. If they're not used to the cold. Although I picture them with a bunch of skins, animal skins. So
no, you got Buccaneers wrong. Those are Vikings. Vikings are covered in Buccaneers. Do you remember on Seinfeld the frilly shirt, the pirate shirt? That's a Buccaneer shirt. That's how they dress. They're a bunch of dandies. I keep telling you, they're all dandies who are on the run from child support payments from the United Kingdom. They had to get out. The police were looking. That's why people became Caribbean pirates. They were on the run from the law.
Plus, if they were wearing animal skins and they fell into the water, it would drag them down.
Yeah.
So the coats are probably not a big advantage. So yeah, all right. Buffalo Bill. Yeah, he could take on the Bucks because they're cool.
Because you're not sold on whether or not they can navigate icebergs.
Well, it's kind of funny. I don't want to talk smack about pirates, but they just don't seem like tough pirates to me.
They're not. They're not Raiders like the Oakland Raiders. Those are tough Pirates. Buccaneers are like swashbucklers. It's not. I don't know. It doesn't really.
Getting ready to audition for Hamilton.
That's a big cannon. Yeah, exactly. Just. All right, game 2. Let's move on. The Texans are taking on the Carolina Panthers in Carolina.
All right, Houston gets more rain than Seattle. Just FYI.
Okay.
I did not know that.
All right.
Wouldn't have thought that either. And then in Carolina, in 1718, Blackbeard lived in Bath, where he ransacked ships.
Now, Blackbeard was a Buccaneer who was a badass.
Yeah, he's a badass one. I'd be afraid of him.
Yeah, Carolina, their whole bit is Carolina, like Charleston. That used to be a big pirate haven. Like the pirates all lived there.
The architecture looks very pretty there, but the racist part kind of annoys me. But I'd have to take the Panthers, though. I mean, the whole gun thing that comes into play is a little bit unnerving. I'm not sure that the Texans can. Yeah, I don't know. My soon-to-be ex Jeff had tried to take a gun out of Texas, and that was a hassle and a half.
Oh, so yeah, state gun laws might stop them from bringing their 6-shooters.
Yeah,
although they're going to Carolina. I imagine Carolina is going to look the other way. Doesn't Carolina got one of them vibes?
You would think, yes.
Georgia, Alabama, they're all looking the other way on guns.
Yeah, literally, just like pay no mind. But I still think the Panthers, especially knowing the Blackbeard history, I did not know that Carolina was such a haven for pirates.
Yeah, it was an outlaw settlement. All right, Kelly's going with the Panthers over the Texans. The Texans have to head on down there. Here's another noon game. How about the Rams right here in North Texas, AT&T Stadium? Rams and Cowboys. Now, this is just a goat and a cowboy.
And a cowboy, but the Cowboys have guns.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. Now, this is where I like to remind people. We have to make this distinction. A cowboy is a Texan, but a Texan is not necessarily a cowboy. A cowboy is a very specific Texan who we know are rough and tough and have guns and ride horses and fight Indians and gunshots. That Texans can be a dude who sells you a camper who lives in Burleson. That's just
I know that dude.
Yeah, not specific enough.
Yeah.
So anyway, you got the Rams, which is a goat, taking out a cowboy.
I gotta go with the Cowboys.
You got to.
Yeah, I mean they've got guns and stuff. By the way, did you know the LA coroner's office has a gift shop? So if you went there and toured,
well, a lot of famous people die there.
That's true. Let's bring home a trinket. Okay.
All right, one last thing on the Rams and Cowboys. That's not, again, I keep saying the Rams, they're just mean goats, but Cowboys, their whole bit is controlling animals.
Right.
Right? So you almost got to go with the Cowboys in this one.
It's their identity.
It's in the name. They're cowboys. They're controlling animals in their name. I think they'll be fine handling a goat.
Why aren't they called horse boys? Because you don't ride cows.
Why aren't they called horsemen?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be cooler? The horsemen? Maybe that was already taken by the Bible.
Yeah. Wait a minute. That does sound familiar.
The Bible took that. So Vikings at the Pack. Green Bay Packers.
Okay. The Vikings always scare me.
They should. That's a very intimidating mascot. The Viking is an intimidating, scary barbarian of a human.
Yeah, that's right. And I like purple. And they wear that. They wear it well. And then you've got the Packers who I don't know. Sometimes I think that they're tougher than I give them credit for.
Once again, the Packers are named for the Union paper packing plants that employed most of the people in Green Bay. This is where we get our toilet paper and our paper towels from. These are union workers and not steel workers. These are just, dudes who drink to excess after work and then do their shift at the paper packing plant versus a Viking. I don't know.
Wisconsin is a trip, though. Everybody's got a beer and a shot right in front of them. And they don't drink the shot right away. They just leave it sitting on the bar, which is just are you going to do that or no?
And that's not Minnesota? the exact same place.
Yeah.
That's an arbitrary border that made two states. That is the exact same place.
Yeah, that's true.
You
But I gotta go.
should have like it should just be called like what would it be? It'd be like East Idiot and West Idiot. You know, you got North Carolina, South Carolina. Why not? You just make one giant. Well, I guess you'd have to cut it in half. Senators, go ahead. Who's your pick?
I gotta go with the Vikings. They're tough. They scare me.
Yeah, Vikings kill a Union paper packer. Again, and this isn't because I'm wearing a Bears jersey or Kelly's from Chicago. It's just the Packers.
No, we don't like either of those teams.
The Packers have just a regrettable name. That's they're not going to win a lot of matchups in this game. The way we do this, a Union paper, maybe the color brown, maybe.
Maybe the color brown, except for Magical Elf.
Maybe they can beat the color brown or a Colt, right? A baby horse, maybe, but
maybe
it's not that we're biased against the Packers.
No,
all right,
don't like either one, so it comes out equal. I don't like either team.
Next game. The New Orleans Saints taking on them newborn baby horses. They go out of their name to describe their team as something that is incredibly vulnerable.
Mm-hmm. And I learned today that pirate Jean Lafitte helped defend New Orleans from the British. I did not know that there was, I don't know why. I did not know that the pirates played such a big influence in the development of America, but apparently they did.
Well, yeah, they robbed all the boats that were coming to America. That was their whole thing. And look, you keep going back. Whenever we talk about the Buccaneers, you're like, I think they're tough. And you just said one of their names was Jean Lafitte.
Yeah.
Really?
So, you know, it's funny. Where I used to live like 5 years ago, we lived on Lafitte Drive. And on one end of the street, it was spelled Laffite. And on the other side of the street, it was Lafitte. They misspelled it on both sides. I'm like, well, which is it?
Oh, no. Well, how do you address? Well, probably. All right. So who do you like, the Saints or the Colts?
I'm gonna go with the Colts. Reluctantly. I
can't wait to hear this. I mean, we've established that the Saints, they're not all Mother Teresa. I mean, some of them are like, warrior saints and badasses, and they seem to have a good relationship with God.
They do, but they're bad spellers, as I learned from living on the street.
So how would you justify a baby horse defeating a saint?
Well, I don't like to. First, don't ever corner a baby because they will beat you down.
Well, they won't. Not if you kill it. And no, you just kill a baby. You won't because you're a nice person. That's why they beat you down, but not a saint.
They cry for hours and hours and hours, and they yes, my kids have literally beaten me down. That's for sure.
So that's your justification for taking the Colts. That they're
if the Colt is in a mood, he could go off.
Okay, and the Saints, they have a compassionate side because they are saints. So they may dial it back because of the vulnerable baby horse, which would cause the vulnerable baby horse to win.
Yeah.
That's a stretch. Okay, here we go. Next one. You had him as your upset pick of the week last week. It's the Bill Belichick hot seat no more. New England Patriots taking on the exposed Miami Dolphins. Kelly, who do you like? It's Patriots down there in Miami taking on the Dolphins.
Yeah, they got to march down there because I don't think that they have cars and they can't take a flight. And they're wearing heavy coats and they're going to a place that's hot. It's hot. So that's a little rough for them. And then they have to go swim. And then when their clothes get wet.
Those woolen jackets in the salt water of like South Beach. No, that's going to instantly smell. And they're going to get irritated with each other because it smells.
I believe I remember learning when we had high school swimming, how you had to take your pants off and like beat the water into the pants to create a floating device. That was a pain. I did not like that.
Okay. All right. So I'm thinking we're going with the Finns here.
We're going with the Dolphins. Yep.
Taking the Dolphins over the Patriots. Dolphins at home. Next game, we've got the Jets, the battle for New York City. The Jets, there is no, apparently it's the Giants are the home team, but both of these teams use this stadium as their home field. So there's Jets and Giants.
About that. Is there any different decor when the Jets are like
Yeah.
home and the Giants are home?
Yeah, absolutely. The field is painted for Jets when the Jets play there, and it's painted for Giants when the Giants play there. So I guess on Sunday it'll be painted for the Giants, and the Jets will be playing there.
My son's little league flag football team is the Giants, which is ironic because he's the smallest one on the team.
Isn't that weird? I bet the Jets and the Giants are the only teams in the NFL who know what their stadium's visiting locker room is like. Because they have to use it.
Oh, I guess they can't keep stuff in their lockers then, right?
No. Well, it's changed over. You get Giant stuff, Jet stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay. Jets at Giants. Who do you like?
It's a plane versus a Giant. I have to go with the Giant because the plane's going to be on the field. It didn't have to go anywhere. It's used to being there. It's just parked. It's not up for action.
So typically when you take the Jets, it's because you say that they can suck their opponent into their Jets engine because you're very afraid of being sucked into a jet engine. Is your thinking here that the Giant is just too big and at some point it would just like sort of suffocate the engine?
I see that people generally weigh less when they're smaller than a Giant. So I can see them being sucked in that way. But a Giant wouldn't even fit.
No, that's what I would think. I would think of a Giant. I mean, if the best thing the Jets have going for them is that they can suck their opponent into the engine, I don't know that a Giant could be sucked into a jet engine.
I don't think so. It seems like, their butt would be stuck in there and then the rest of them would just be hanging out. So I'm not too worried about that. So I'm going to go with the Giant.
Kelly takes the Giants. Next game, Jaguars. Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers in Steel Town.
Pugs, did you know what Leonard Skinner, the band, what their original name was? If anyone would know this, it would be you.
Well, they're named after their high school gym coach, Leonard Skinner, but I don't know what they were called before.
The Pretty Ones is what they were called before. Their band was called the Pretty Ones. First off, not accurate. I've seen them. No. Not true.
They were dirty hippies. They were like dirty Southern hippies from the 1970s.
They can handle a plane crash for the most part.
The bottom of their feet were black. You just know that, like permanently black, like the bottom of their feet.
Oh, that's so gross.
Even though they wear shoes now, they didn't for 20 years. And the bottom of their feet's black. Yeah. Go ahead. Who do you like, Jaguars and Steelers?
I'm going to go with the Steelers. Well, wait a minute.
Why?
I wasn't thinking about the Jaguar being in a steel plant.
See, that's it. This is 11 Jaguars running amok in a steel plant with 11 steel workers, 11 big union tough steel workers.
Yeah, and I have seen. Oh my God, my dog bit pool person today. So let's hope that doesn't come back at me. But when
they're a pool person in 9 months.
Oh my God. When the animals are curious, though, they'll like walk up. So I'm afraid that they would walk up into a steel mill to like investigate and see what's happening. And then they get sucked into whatever they do at steel mills.
Is that what you think happens at steel mills? People get sucked into things.
I don't know.
You're very afraid of being sucked into things.
Yeah. It was just watching the dogs like approach and like get in their play position with their their front 2 feet down low. And then they're like ready to attack.
Okay.
I think that might not work out well for them. So I'm going to go with the Steelers.
Yeah. Here's what I think. I don't like Jaguars. I don't think Jaguars are like lions and tigers. I think Jaguars are like a big dog.
Right.
I mean, like a cat-like big dog, like the size of maybe a big fat. Like how big are Jaguars? Are they like 110 pounds or are they 500 pounds? You know what I mean? If they're 110 pounds, then I believe one-on-one, a union steel worker could probably kill that thing. It'll mess him up bad, but I think if he gets a hold of it, he's going to the hospital. But if he gets a hold of it, I think he can kill it. So yeah, 11 on 11, I might. Now, a lion is different, right? A lion, no way one steel worker takes on one lion. But Jaguars,
king of the jungle for a reason, right? Lions,
they're big.
But I ushered my 110-pound dog in the house myself, and I am not a big person, so I was able to handle that. So I'm going to go with the Steeler.
I had a ridiculous dog incident the other day. We were out at this park. I live in this like I squat in this like super rich neighborhood, and there's this super rich park where all these super rich people walk their super rich dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm walking my literal bum box dog. This dog was saved out of a bum box on a corner. Oh yeah, she's awful. I love her. Don't get me wrong, she's awful. She's not even my dog. She's Emil's dog, but he's Mr. Jet Setter, so she's here with me all the time. So I take her to the park, and she's a terrible dog. She's an awful animal, and she can't be around other animals because I don't know. She's crazy, but she did this thing where she saw another dog, a happy-go-lucky golden retriever, just playing in the field, and she wanted to go chase after it, and I said no. So I had to pull her collar, and she decided to go through my legs. In the process, wrapping my leg up in the leash, and then she bolted, and I dumped on my ass in front of the other dog owner. He's like, "You okay there?" Because when you see an old man fall, it ain't funny anymore. True. I'm like the old man falling in the park, and like this other guy who I'm looking at, like, look at that old man. But it turns out he's like 42. Yes. He's like 40.
It's the part that's embarrassing. It's like now you got somebody feeling bad for you for your dog beating up on you. Oh.
Right. And I mean, I stopped her, but she's like, "Oh, yeah, okay, you need a hand there?" And I'm like, "Nah, I'm all good." And like, she's like, and then you get to the point where, look, I love my dog. My dog loves me. I'm very good with my dogs. My dogs are awesome, right? Okay. But you get to the point where you've got to like be like, "Yo, son of a bitch," like screaming, you're losing your shit on your dog in public. And that ain't a good look.
No, it is not.
Now, out of context, that is a bad look.
You got to look at Karen's calling the cops on you at that point.
Yeah, so that was my dog day today. All right. So you're taking the Steelers over the Jaguars. Let's move on. Falcons at Titans.
Okay. Atlanta has this restaurant called The Varsity, which I'd seen on the Food Network a bunch of times. They have hot dogs. It's really famous.
Mm-hmm. I've seen it too. Yeah, it's very famous for like college football games and stuff. Whenever I see those things, like I'm always like, I want to go there, but then I'm like, what if I'll be disappointed?
Don't. It sucks. I've been there. I could not have been more let down.
Are they just chili dogs?
It was just I got a regular hot dog and with Chicago style because that's how I do it. But it was just like it should have been in a stadium. It was just average.
Just average stadium food for some reason. It's become a thing, and now everyone's like, "You gotta go," and I'm like,
"No, you don't. No, you don't."
All right, good to know.
Yeah. All right. So then we got a Falcon versus a Titan. I mean, it's a Titan. The Titans should be Super Bowl champs every year, according to my mascot picking.
They're giants. They're big, strong giants with mythical, godlike origins.
Mm-hmm. As opposed to a Falcon, which is just really an annoying bird with a more pointy nose, I think, than other birds. So I got to go with the Titan.
Yeah, you almost have to, based on your. Yeah, I mean, it's a hard one to beat. It's a good mascot to be named after,
especially by a bird. You just figure it, swat it down.
All right, here we go. Big division game. This is the Philadelphia Eagles in Washington, D.C., where I'm just guessing an Eagle feels mighty at home.
Yeah.
The Eagles are in Washington, D.C., taking on the Commanders.
Yes, and the Eagles, I mean, what is it? The bird symbol of the U.S. Is there one?
Yeah.
We have a state bird, a country bird.
I believe we have a country bird.
Then it would have to be an eagle. Like, what else would it be?
Country bird. Yeah. Actually, I don't know. Wait, hold on. Let me ask Google. I'm going to ask Google exactly like that. Hold on. Let's see what she says. Does the United States have a country bird?
According to VA.gov, the bald eagle has been the national bird of the United States.
Ah, we got a country bird.
Look. Yes. Right choice.
Don't you love that Google speaks stupid? Like it totally understood what I was asking.
No. Doug, come on, Doug. Love you, but go away.
All right. So we have a country bird, and it doesn't seem like a commander of this country should be able to kill a country bird, so he's got a problem.
In your deep dive of learning about all the ranks and everything in the military, then you learned commanders are not even the highest up. They're kind of middle of the road officers.
Oh.
I mean, God bless them. But they're not as special as maybe they could be. They're not as tough. Plus, those officers do not fight. I mean, they fight each other in bars, but they don't fight in wars.
And you can't kill an eagle. Isn't it illegal? You can't kill an eagle. It's illegal, and especially illegal for these dudes.
Yeah. Yeah, they follow rules in theory.
Mm.
But yeah, so you gotta go with the eagle.
Gotta go with the Eagles.
Yeah.
All right, now here's another crap bird. We got the Browns taking on the Seahawks, which, as we've established, Seahawk is non-existent. There's no such thing as a Seahawk. It's a seagull.
Right.
Give a tough guy name to. So Browns at Seahawks.
So funny. I think of seagulls as just animals that steal fries off your plate if you're eating outside,
Yeah,
or
scavengers.
bread. Yeah, they're horrible.
They're
not even
bumbirds.
pretty. What's the
Well, here's the thing too. It's like they should be pretty because they're white, but they're always like covered in like truck exhaust. You know, they're always just like a little bit brown or gray. Ugh, they're gross. They're scavenger birds.
Yeah. But then we've got the Browns, which, the color brown, it is what it is. It's no one's first choice, that's for sure. But if we're gonna go with a mythical elf,
yeah, Brownie the elf is they've rebranded in the last couple of years and brought back Brownie the elf, the mascot from the 50s.
yeah, which sounds fun. I mean, I would rather go I would rather have that as a mascot to my kids' party, the magical elf, than a guy wearing a brown shirt. That's no fun.
Okay, yeah.
So we got to go with we're gonna go with the magical elf on this one.
All right, hold on. This is an upset, but I don't know. Well, who knows? I was gonna say maybe Deshaun Watson will be back, but I have no idea. Okay, Kelly's going with the Browns over the Seahawks.
Deshaun Watson a player?
Deshaun Watson is a. This is great because Kelly doesn't follow football. Deshaun Watson was a player down there in Houston, but he took a whole bunch of happy ending massages, and then the girls turned on him, and he had to get out of Houston. Like 50 women said that he was a predator during massages, so he had to get out of Houston. And the NFL was really upset with him, and he served the suspension. And then when he was done with his suspension, Cleveland made him the highest paid football player in history.
Wow. Okay.
And he went to Cleveland and he got $230 million guaranteed. After raping all these girls, mind you, he got $230 million guaranteed, allegedly. No, he definitely got the $230 million, allegedly, with the raping. I think deals were made, but you know what I'm saying.
I like to think crime doesn't pay, but it sounds like it does.
He got $230 million guaranteed and hasn't played since. He's like, the money's guaranteed. I don't ever have to play again. So he's like been injured for like weeks, and all the doctors on the team are like, he's fine. I don't know why he's not playing. And he's going, it still hurts.
Yeah, I need another Band-Aid.
Right.
Do you have any SpongeBob Band-Aids?
Kelly, they guaranteed him, like before we played it down for him, they said, here's $230 million. You do what you want with it. You think that kid's going to try like next season? You think he's going to do extra wind sprints? He's got $230 million.
I wonder how they arrived at that number. Like 210 was a no. 240 would have been too much. So they just went with 230.
I don't know, based on what other play. They always do, like, I want $1 more than the current highest play, so whatever. It was probably $1 or something more. All right. So anyway, getting back to the game, the color brown versus a seagull.
Gotta go with the color brown, especially although they're $230 million short, but.
Yeah. So here's what's beautiful about it. They paid $230 million guaranteed to their quarterback who hasn't played all season. And the quarterback that is now playing for him all season was cut by the Chicago Bears in training camp. PJ Walker, who got PJ Walker was supposed to be Justin Fields' backup. The Bears gave him $3 million, and then Tyson Bagent showed up on the scene. Some Division II undrafted rookie, blew everybody away in preseason. And so they cut PJ Walker. PJ Walker ends up at playing for league minimum for the Cleveland Browns in place of the highest paid player in the history of the game who refuses to suit up. No, I'm still sore. You're fine. Your x-rays are great.
I'm still sore.
He
should have that on the back of his jersey.
Deshaun, I'm still sore. What?
That's so funny.
All right, moving on. Next game, Ravens at Cards. Kelly, this couple of birds.
It's a couple of birds. One is a little bit more scary than the other. Cardinals don't scare anybody except winter, because spring is coming. So when the Cardinals come, but then also the Ravens. I've been hearing. Oh, never mind. I've been hearing a lot about the Ravens lately, but that's just music I'm listening to.
Yeah.
And Michael Phelps and Babe Ruth were both born in Baltimore. I did not know that.
Babe Ruth, the orphanage where Babe Ruth was raised, is the outfield wall where the Baltimore Orioles play.
Really?
Yeah, the location of the orphanage is now where the outfield is for the Baltimore Orioles. I don't know if that was a plan, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. Do they still have orphanages?
I don't believe so. No, I don't think we don't have crazy bins or orphanages anymore.
Oh,
We
okay.
have
Well,
foster systems.
that must mean that we're all doing better as a country.
Yes, we must have fixed the system. It must be perfect now. So good. Moving on.
But so I got to go with the Ravens over Cardinal. I'm sorry, Cardinals. You're very pretty, but pretty doesn't win the game.
Nah, Ravens. I mean, ravens are spooky birds. I don't know what their deal is, but in any kind of a scary movie, a raven shows up, some bad shit's about to go.
Oh, yeah.
So the raven is like, it brings the bad. Cardinals bring delight. Have you ever seen a cardinal in your backyard? Everybody comes running. It's like, look, cardinal, look.
Yep. It means spring's here.
It means, look at the pretty red bird. That's different.
It is so pretty.
All right, next one. How about the Ravens at Cards? How about the Chiefs, Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs, taking on the Denver Broncos in Mile High Stadium?
Ugh. Is it really Mile High, though?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is that legit?
Mm-hmm. So it's a mile higher in elevation than anywhere else because it's in the mountains. It's a slow incline. It's not like straight up a mountain. Colorado's a slow incline. It's like a ramp, like a handicap ramp.
You don't need like a ski lift to get up there?
No, you can drive.
Okay. No, you can drive.
You don't want to bike it, though. At least not in the wrong direction.
No, and I will take the Chiefs on that. They seem tough. I feel like they can do some kind of what do they do? I was thinking rain dances, but rain wouldn't help in this scenario.
They can do Indian stuff. Here's what I say about the Broncos. The Broncos are unbreakable horses. They're horses that cannot be tamed. But if there is anyone that can tame them, don't you think an Indian chief would be able to do that? That's where they got their horses from.
True. That's right. And Indians aren't in captivity. Well, no, they kind of are sometimes. But
I don't know. Is that where Indians got their horses from? I like to think, but they probably just killed Union soldiers and took their horses. That's probably, I don't know.
Either way, that's badass. So we'll go with the chief then.
Chiefs over a horse. Yeah, look, I think an Indian chief, one Indian chief could kill one horse. If it had a bow and arrow, axe, whatever, it'll get run over. It'll be like Deshaun Watson, sore for much longer than it should be. But
yeah, I'm sore from the game.
Oh, by the way, oh no, I don't need to mention that. Bengals at 49ers is our next game. The Cincinnati Bengal Tigers. Hold on. Why is it not going up? There we go. The Bengals. Cincinnati Bengal Tigers taking on the San Francisco 49ers.
Well, okay. My son was just in Cincinnati last week, and I reminded him not to go to Skyline Chili because it sucks. We had it at some point. I don't remember why, but oh my God, they put nutmeg and cloves in chili and put it over pasta. Stop it. You don't have to put everything over pasta. It's just
Ohioans are so weird. They're just such odd people. And Cincinnati is like, people from Cleveland are all right. People from Cleveland, they're like big, it's kind of normal. Cincinnati starts to get like this weird hybrid Kentucky kind of thing going on. And they think that's like white trash trailer park food. Their version of chili is like trailer park food.
It's lock your door when you're driving through it, is what it is. Imagine like Chevy Chase in Vacation when you drove through Southern Illinois. It's like, no, lock the doors. Windows up, lock the doors. And that's what I think of with Cincinnati. Sorry.
Cincinnati's awful.
Right. I mean, the Bengals hats are cute, but that's about it. That's all they got going for them as far as I'm concerned.
So this is a tiger creeping up on a dude who's panning for gold. I mean,
they had to get there, and it's a Cincinnati tiger. I'm not sure how tough that is.
Well, Come on, you can't take the 49ers. This seems like such a no-brainer. This is a Bengal Tiger against a dude with no Bengal fighting qualifications other than he's trying to get rich quick. This is like a dude that like a divorced mom dates who's trying to get rich, and he's gonna happen upon a tiger in the woods. I don't care how far that tiger had to walk. That tiger.
I had to flip the script too, because my thinking that the Bengal tiger, because it's in Cincinnati, has somehow less value probably is incorrect, considering it would have to fight more. So it's used to fighting more. So yeah, okay.
And they got mountain lions, so this kind of thing seems to thrive in that area. I mean, I don't know that the terrain or the climate would be, something that would kill. I bet a tiger could live out in the, like San Francisco, like, Mount Shasta and all. I bet you could drop a tiger. Well, winter might get. No, is winter bad? I don't know. I like your pick, though.
I'm going to go with the Bengals.
Bengals?
Yeah.
That's just a guy. All right, so I've started rewatching Deadwood just the last couple of nights, and Deadwood is about Deadwood when the gold rush happened there. And so I'm watching a lot of dudes panning for gold. These guys are useless. These guys are all get-rich-quick guys. They're not big, tough guys. They're like used car salesmen. We're like, I bought a plot of land and I'm going to pan it for gold. They're just nothing. I don't know why the 49ers could ever win.
Man, that's a boring job too, panning for gold. Oh my God. Didn't even have any like AirPods or anything to listen to music while you're doing it. Shush.
Oh, just the worst.
Yeah.
Okay. Bengals 49ers. Kelly is taking the Bengals. Here we go. How about Sunday Night Football? The Chicago Bears, led by undrafted rookie out of Division II Shepherd Tyson Bagent, taking on the Los Angeles Chargers.
The LA Chargers versus the Bears. Okay, well, it pains me, but I'm gonna have to pick the Chargers because I'm afraid of lightning. I don't like it striking planes. I don't like it. It seems like it kills people. I read that.
11 charges of lightning hitting 11 different bears. I think that would kill a bear. I think getting a direct charge from a bolt of lightning might kill it. Certainly ain't going to help it win a football game.
It only needs to hit it once, too. It's not like it needs to hit it a bunch of times to kill the bear. I assume that it just like kills it right off. I'm guessing. I don't know. I've never been struck by lightning. I'm knocking wood on that one. No,
I don't know how lightning or bears work.
Yeah. So I'm going to go with the Chargers on that. I have no idea if either of those teams are even good.
Well, one is disappointing and the other is terrible. So I'm wearing the jersey of the terrible one.
I'm trying to lift them up. Lift them up in prayer, Pugs. Lift them up in prayer.
Sure. Monday Night Football. Here's the last game of the week. This is going to be Monday night, week 8. Kelly, how about the Raiders going to Motown to take on the Detroit Lions? Raiders at Lions. Oh, this is again.
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
I don't know.
This is a tough human versus a lion.
Did you know that Las Vegas is the brightest place on earth? I learned that today.
I don't know that I knew that, but if I was asked that question and given time to contemplate, I might come up with Las Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's not even including the lights.
No, I wouldn't have. I would have said Macau. I would have said like the Chinese version of Las Vegas. You know that place there? That seems like I'd be like they seem like they'd have done it bigger.
Yeah, probably. And then they got to go all the way up to Detroit. Oh, good. They can't even take their boat there because it's not gonna. Wait, do Raiders have boats?
Yeah, they're Raiders. They're pirates.
Okay. Yeah, they're not gonna get that through Nebraska. So I'm gonna have to go with the Lions, the king of the jungle. They're playing at home. They know where all the secret places are, so that they can hurry and pounce on the Raiders.
All right, Kelly takes the Lions over the Raiders. Let's quickly go through her picks for week 8. The Bucks and the Bills. Kelly takes the Bills. The Texans and the Panthers. Kelly takes the Panthers. The Rams and the Cowboys. The Kelly takes the Cowboys. Vikings at the Packers. Kelly goes Vikings. Saints at Colts. She says Colts. Patriots at Dolphins. Kelly goes Fins. Jets at Giants. The battle for New York. She goes Giants. Jaguars at Steelers. She goes Steelers. Falcons, Titans, take them Titans. Eagles, Commanders, take the Eagles. Browns at Seahawks, take the Browns. Ravens, Cards, take the Ravens. Chiefs and Broncos, take the Chiefs. Bengals at 49ers, she took the Bengals. Bears at Chargers on Sunday night, she's taking the Chargers. And Monday night, the last game of week 8, Raiders at Lions in Detroit. Kelly is taking the Lions.
Yeah. Pretty much sums it up.
I don't know how I feel about this week.
Sorry. I don't know.
Don't apologize to me. You're the one with the magic picks. I just try. All right, thank you, folks. The Radio Misfits podcast platform should be your one stop for all things podcasting. Check it out. There's something for everybody. I'm Pugs. She's Kelly. We'll be back next week with week 9. Bye, everybody. Woo!